I wanted to talk about closure, and especially more or less why you don't need closure, after going through a breakup with your ex-partner. And it comes down to two main reasons, which I'll disclose throughout this video. But more or less, closure is something that your mind is going to try and trick you to believe that you need, right? Because at the end of the day, let's face it, once you take off those rose-colored glasses and you scan that entire relationship and you look at all the fights you had, all the arguments you had, you'll know exactly where you went wrong, right? A breakup doesn't happen just out of the blue. A breakup won't just change overnight, or you won't go through a breakup just like that. It's built up over time, and you gotta understand women's emotions can be very complicated, right? Women are not gonna give you the exact reason to why that relationship broke up, right? You know deep down where it went wrong, but at the end of the day, she's not gonna say, this is the main reason, you lost your frame, and that's why I'm no longer interested in you, right? She doesn't want to, I guess, hurt your feelings anymore, even though she's already broken you, she's hurt you, you're going through this breakup right now. So understand that closure is something that you don't need, okay? Closure is an excuse to figure out where you went wrong in the relationship, her tell you exactly the main reasons why she broke up with you, and you do everything in your power to try and fix that problem and then return back to her, right? You're essentially saying that you want her back to a degree. And that's why we seek closure, right? Our minds want that closure. We want to fix those problems, right? Your conscious mind wants to consistently problem solve. It's trying to solve a problem that's already been solved. So from my experience, being in relationships for, over 15 years, right? I'm in my mid-30s and I've gone through multiple breakups. And every time a woman would break up with me, I'd always run to seek some sort of closure. But deep down, I really wanted to get back with her, right? I wanted her in my life. So I wanted to see where I went wrong so I could fix myself and then come back and return to her, right? Which, it doesn't work that way. And that's what I realized, right? Going through multiple breakups. It's just, I never received that closure. But I sort of analyzed, why am I seeking this closure? I already know the main reasons why this relationship didn't work out, but I chose to ignore that because my conscious mind was trying to solve a problem that was already solved. So I never got the answers I was looking for. And at the end of the day, when I go over all those relationships that I was in, all those long-term relationships, and I take off those rose-colored glasses, I scan that entire relationship, I know exactly why that relationship didn't work, right? And you do as well. When you scan your entire relationship with your ex-girlfriend, you know deep down, all the arguments you had, all the fights you had, right? Understand that that relationship was not meant to be, right? Because if you guys were meant to be, she'd be fighting for you now. You'd be together right now. But at the end of the day, she wasn't right for you, right? And there are two main reasons why her feelings have faded, okay? Or two main reasons why you've gone through this breakup. It comes down to compatibility, okay? Every person we get in a relationship with doesn't mean that we're compatible with that person, right? So she might have realized that, she no longer has those feelings anymore. She's realized that you're not that right person for her. And that's okay, right? At the end of the day, you don't want to force something to work when it's not meant to be. Because at the end of the day, you're just going to waste time being in a relationship with that person, right? Imagine being in a relationship with someone who you've got strong feelings for, but she doesn't have feelings for you, right? And that's a very damaging feeling to experience as a man, right? You don't want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you, right? So it comes down to compatibility reasons. You just weren't right for one another, okay? That could come down to you not vetting the right woman. Maybe you didn't know exactly what you wanted out of a relationship, right? You just got in a relationship, you had an empty void inside, you didn't really have purpose as a man, and you thought, I want to experience love, right? And I get it, love is a strong emotion. It's a very powerful emotion. The opposite of love is fear. But at the end of the day, you didn't exactly seek, what you wanted out of a relationship from a woman. You just got in one. Your feelings grew for her. And then she realized that, you weren't someone who she wanted to spend the remaining chapter of her life with, right? And that's perfectly fine. It's completely fine, right? We're not destined to be with every single person that we get in a relationship with, but what we can do to avoid, I guess, this scenario happening again in the future is the next person that you, I guess, meet up with or go on a few dates with. You can ask her the right questions to see if she is the right woman who suits the type of relationship that you want, right? The direction that you're heading with in terms of life, your mission. So you got to see exactly, firstly, what you want out of a woman. Like is a relationship something that you actually truly want, right? And if it is, and you want a relationship, you got to lay the foundation right, or you got to lay down the boundaries, or what barriers not to cross earlier in that, dating stage, right? You got to vet the woman properly. And a lot of guys are terrible at doing this. They don't know how to vet women. They kind of just fall for the looks. And, I'm only speaking from experience. I'm also speaking from, clients that I deal with, right, with my coaching. It's very easy to fall for a woman's looks, I get it, but at the end of the day, those looks are gonna fade, okay? And what's important is how she is internally as a woman, right? So don't take everything at face value. You need to do the necessary checks of, okay, what do I want out of a relationship? Okay, cool, I want this out of a relationship. This is the direction I wanna head in life. And the person that you go on dates with at the start, you need to lay down exactly, what you want out of this person, right? To see if you're actually compatible rather than just forcing something to work out, because when you do this, you're gonna run into problems later, and that's more than likely what you're experiencing right now. So compatibility is huge, right? You need to make sure that that person aligns with the direction that you need to go. That's why you must have some sort of direction, ambition in life, right? Purpose is key for any man. You need to strive for more in order to lay these foundations, in order to vet the right woman, in order for her to be like, I want to be with this man. He knows what he wants. And you're not going to tolerate being with a low value woman, right? Because if you know what you want, deep down, you're like, I want this out of a woman. You can tell that to her, right? You can speak that to her. You can lay down exactly what you want from her, and she can therefore either join you, right, on your mission, or she'll realize that she's not for you, and it's okay. At least you found this out at the start of, what could have been a relationship that could have ended up in disaster, but you basically had this discussion earlier in the dating stage, right? I'm gonna make a separate video on that as well, like how to properly vet a good woman if a relationship is something that you want. But yeah, compatibility is huge. You need to be compatible with one another. You need to be right for one another. She needs to be able to support your mission in life. And that's something that I was lacking in previous relationships. I'm not gonna lie. I was not compatible with these women. Even though they were attractive, even though they were good women, I wasn't compatible with these women, right? I didn't actually know what I wanted out of a relationship. Yeah, I knew I wanted to one day have children, get married, and all that, right? But at the end of the day, was I ready to make that move in the next couple of years with these women? No. So they realized that I wasn't the right person for them, and they broke up with me, and that's perfectly fine. I just wasn't their person. And they deserve to be happy with someone else, right? You gotta understand that these women, they deserve happiness, but it just isn't with you, right? And it's totally fine, okay? It's totally fine to be in this position, because you will match up with someone who's more suited towards you, and you'll actually be in a relationship where she will consistently, fight for you. She won't want to give up. She'll want to always work things through, right? So this is key. Now, the second reason can come down to you losing your frame as a man, right? You starting the relationship as someone who was leading, right? And if you understand male-female dynamics, men lead, women follow. So you led the relationship at the start, and then you lost your way, right? You got complacent in life. Again, this could stem down to you not having any purpose, right? You making her your sole focus. And after that honeymoon period ended in the relationship, you got comfortable, you got complacent, you stopped going to the gym, you stopped eating clean, you maybe drank alcohol a couple of nights a week, or did drugs, or you had your vices, right? And you tried to do two things, right? You tried to kind of live your own life, so to speak, right? Indulging in vices and have that relationship at the same time. And you lost your way, right? And I personally have been in this scenario multiple times where I lost my frame in the relationship, and the woman would lose her genuine burning desire towards me, right? Okay, that's exactly what will happen when you lose your frame as a man and you get complacent, you settle for less, and you no longer lead that relationship. Her genuine burning desire towards you, and this is the way women are hardwired, will be lost, right? She will lose her genuine desire towards you, and when she loses that genuine burning desire, the relationship is finished, right? Because she no longer has her emotions connected towards you, right? And women are emotional creatures, so once she loses that emotional connection towards you, she just doesn't see you as someone she wants to spend the remaining chapter of her life with, right? And again, that's okay, right? Even if you lost your frame, I lost my frame so many times in previous long-term relationships that when I look back now, I take full responsibility, I take full accountability, and that's when my relationships completely shifted, right? The relationship that I'm in right now, there's a very strong dynamic. She's got a genuine burning desire towards me. Why? Because I learned from my previous mistakes and I took ownership. And instead of having, those original feelings of resentment and anger, which you'll more than likely experience, when she breaks up with you and you're seeking this closure and you're mad at her for breaking up with you, deep down, she's actually doing you a favor, right? She wants, this test that you're going through is an opportunity for you to become responsible and go, you know what, where did I go wrong in this relationship? Okay, I lost my frame. I settled for less, right? And she left me. She lost her desire towards me. I'm the one to blame, right? I should have made sure, what can I learn from this? Okay, the next relationship I get in, I'm going to make sure I've got purpose. I'm striving for more. She's not my sole focus. And I don't need a woman. I'd like to be in a relationship with a woman. I'd love to experience love. But at the end of the day, I don't need a woman, right? I'm good. I've got my own routine that I follow. I'm striving for more. I want more out of life. I want to leave a legacy behind, right? So you can learn from that previous, or that breakup that you're going through, right? Even you losing your frame, you can learn from this, and you can therefore make sure you build yourself up as a man, right? Get yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually aligned. Build that purpose as a man. Your purpose is to be the best version of yourself. And once you are the best version of yourself, you'll then want more out of life. You're not going to settle for less, right? So understand that it happens to a lot of us. We lose our frame in relationships as men, right? And that's because we went into the relationship with no direction, no purpose to begin with. We made her the sole focus, right? We got complacent, we got lazy. And next thing you know, you're in a relationship where the sexual intimacy has gone completely downhill, right? It wasn't how it was at the start of the relationship, it's now gone downhill. And that's basically a sign that she's lost her genuine burning desire towards you, right? So what I took from my previous breakups, after losing frame, was I do not want to go through a relationship where a woman loses her genuine burning desire towards me. That's the number one thing that I'm going to make sure that I uphold in my future relationships, because I'm not going to go through that as a man in future. I'm going to take full accountability. I'm going to fix myself. I'm going to make sure that I strive for more, that I've got that purpose, and then I'm going to get myself in a relationship, right? Because I've got a routine. I've built up momentum right through my daily habits, and that's what I incorporate in my current relationship, whether I feel like it or not, right? This is something I do. I've got a daily system that I adhere to, and I'm striving for more. I've got that purpose. I've got that clarity, right? I want more out of life. And this is very attractive to women. When a man strives for more, when he's ambitious, if you understand women's psychology, they are actually hardwired to be attracted to men who want more out of life, men who lead. It's a very attractive trait. So after understanding women's psychology, and knowing where I went wrong in previous relationships, right? Because it was the same mistakes that I kept going through over and over again, but I was always blaming the other person out of resentment and not taking full accountability of where I went wrong, right? I wasn't responsible. So understand that, or what I understood from that was more or less that I had to build up that frame as a man, right? I had to make sure I had things that I was striving towards. And when I compare my previous relationships, right, that didn't work to the current relationship that I'm in, my partner says how attractive it is for me to be a man on a mission, be a man striving for more, a man that looks after himself mentally, physically, and spiritually on a daily basis. It's very attractive for a woman to be with a man like this, right? Because at the end of the day, you're on your mission in life, right? You're striving for more. You've got that masculine frame, and this is what women love, right? She's going to tell you that she'd love to spend every waking hour with you, but at the end of the day, when you're on your purpose, on your mission, on your grind, and you want more out of life, you can't always spend time with your girl, right? You just can't. And that keeps the relationship also very interesting because you're not always spending time with her. You've got things that you need to focus on. You're not sitting there looking at your phone, messaging her consistently. You're on your grind, you're on your mission. And she loves this, right? Women love this. They love a man who just doesn't give them 100% attention all the time, right? She can tell when you don't have purpose because you're going to come across as someone who's very desperate and needy, okay? So frame's a huge thing. But yeah, more or less, look, closure, again, relation. So women, they're complicated creatures, right? They're emotional creatures. They're not going to give you the exact reason to where you went wrong, but at the end of the day, you know where you went wrong, right? I knew where I went wrong as well in my previous relationships. Okay, so I just took full accountability, just take full responsibility of everything that went wrong, right? She's not perfect, you're not perfect, but at the end of the day, what did you learn from that previous relationship, right? How can you become a better man so you can therefore attract a better quality woman in your next relationship, right? These are the questions you need to ask yourself, but you don't need closure, right? You've got all the closure that you need. You know deep down where this relationship went wrong, okay? And hopefully with what I've discussed with you today, it will give you more of a awareness of, you know, how you can better yourself, right? How you can take a bit more responsibility, how you can sort of scan that entire relationship and go, you know what, this is the closure, this is where I messed up. And it's okay, man, it'll hurt, but at the end of the day, you can become a better man, you can learn. It's the only thing you can do. You make mistakes and you learn from those mistakes and you move forward and you become a better man, right? And you don't hold any anger or resentment towards your ex-partner. Just understand that you weren't meant to be, right? You just weren't compatible. You'd rather this happen to you now than 10, 15 years later down the track and you find out that she just didn't really love you at all, right? She was just with you, right? So she's done you a favor, and even if you've lost your frame, this is a perfect opportunity for you to build your purpose as a man, strive for more, get yourself right before getting yourself in another relationship. And when you do get in your next relationship, when you've upgraded your character as a man and you're striving for more, you'll only attract a better quality woman. You'll know exactly what sort of woman you want to suit you on that mission in life, right? So understand it's very important to, you know, maybe talk to someone about this if this is something that's, you know, pondering on your mind. It's very difficult. Look, if you need that help, I offer one-to-one coaching. So I help men who are going through breakups. This is what I do. I've got, you know, over 15 years worth of experience. If you need that help, if you want to recover from this breakup, but not only recover, transform yourself, you know, rebuild yourself, build that purpose, you know, mentally, physically, and spiritually, I can help you with that. This is what I help my existing clients do. You can book a one-to-one coaching call with me. There's a free call. You can click the link down below and I'll see if you're the right fit for my coaching program. But look, at the end of the day, take full accountability, take full responsibility. Just know that things will get better. And yeah, I hope you got some sort of value from this video. If you're new to my channel, you like my content, you resonate with my content, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me keep making more valuable content. If you're experiencing what we've discussed today, you know, closure, if this is something that's been on your mind, you're seeking closure from your ex-partner, you know, drop it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your side of the story. I can also comment back and provide you with my advice. But look, like the video, it always helps the algorithm. Ending the video here. I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.